All right, friends, it is Monday, June 29th. We got some Supreme Court decisions today. Several, I'll go through them. Kind of a mixed bag in terms of how they played out, and I'm still side-eyeing some of them. But we did not get the birthright citizenship decision, which should come out this week. Them holding on to this decision has me concerned. I feel as though they are going to drop a bomb on us. That's how I'm just mentally preparing for that. So I'll be back to discuss that once we get that decision. But here are the ones we got today. So first off, the Supreme Court will not hear the E. Jean Carroll case, which I think is a good thing. The big case for today would be the mail-in ballot grace period. This is upheld. And Chief Justice Roberts and Amy Coney Barrett joined the liberals in the majority for this decision. Amy Coney Barrett actually wrote the decision, and I'm still side-eyeing her because how you sitting up here taking away temporary status for Haitian immigrants while you got Haitian children in your household? She just, So this case, y'all know y'all president does not like mail-in ballots. He thinks it's a scam, that after election day ballots can still come in and still be counted. And what I find so interesting, I come from a post office family, and we sat back and watched as he worked to undermine the post office by putting in place leaders who did not want the post office to succeed. They wanted to be a private entity, all these different things. You worked to hurt the effectiveness of the post office during your first term. So it's not surprising ballots come in slow or after election day, even when they were mailed with enough time to arrive on time. So I always think about that. But anywho, they're still going to allow for this grace period. In this case was brought by the Republican Party, and they sued Mississippi, which has the grace period. Most of the states that have this, of course, are blue states, but they use the red state, I guess, to appear nonpartisan, but whatevs. I will say this, though. Yes, they still have grace periods tied to the postmarks. I wouldn't trust it. He's not letting this go. I shouldn't say I wouldn't trust it. I would not sit on my ballot. If you have that ballot and you have time to take it to the post office earlier to drop it off at the boxes around your community, do it as soon as possible. Do not delay. That's what I would say to that. Okay, the other cases that came out today that I think are confusing. So there's a woman named Rebecca Slaughter who was one of those people that was fired very early on in the administration. She was a Federal Trade Commission member. She was fired without cause, but it was clear from the email she received it was for political reasons. So she sued. And they are saying that Trump can fire member or leaders of independent agencies, which this walks back a 1935 case from the Supreme Court, almost 100 years, that said they could not do this. And I constantly say that I cannot imagine being in law school or in constitutional law right now or teaching constitutional law, because this court just does whatever. They just be operating on vibes. Whatever this man wants is what they're doing. And just like in law school, you learn so much about how important precedent is. They don't care. If it don't fit what they want, they're getting rid of it. And so I would tell you all, the independence of these agencies has been a key check on presidential power. This expands presidential power. And while he was doing this, he was getting sued. So now they've opened the door, and I would expect us to see more of these terminations from independent agencies, which is definitely concerning. Now, this is where I'm confused, Justice Roberts, because you were in the majority on both these decisions. They're saying that they cannot fire Lisa Cook now. At this moment, they can't fire her, and of course she's part of the Federal Reserve. But they, in the decision, they're talking about the independence of the Federal Reserve, while then making the same decision come out the same day about the Slaughter case, saying that he can fire independent agents. It's very confusing. I think maybe one of the distinctions here is that they tried to fire Lisa Cook for cause, and the cause just wasn't. They made it up. And whereas Slaughter, they didn't even go that far. They just said they wanted to fire her because they didn't agree with her, and so they got rid of her for political reasons. And so I think these cases are interesting, and I don't care what kind of like little carve out that Roberts tried to do here. I don't think these cases line up, but Lisa Cook is safe for now. That's the important part. She's safe for now, but this continues. They're not letting this go. So, like I said, it's a mixed bag. While I agree with the mail-in ballot decision, this is a good decision for people, for Democrats and people who are fighting for democracy. I just, he's not done with that with the mail-in ballot. So keep your eye open on that. And Lisa Cook is safe for now, but the fight for that continues. And I do feel like the Rebecca Slaughter case, that's a concern in terms of how that expands his power. So there you have it. I'll be back when we get the birthright citizenship case.